Okay, on 3, 2, 1, I'll flip my post-it note and we'll look at the result together. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Today we are going to be doing the Genshin Impact Kin quiz. I don't know if y'all have already seen this quiz around. It has been floating around in the Genshin Twitch sphere a lot. I'm an old fogey. I barely know what the word kin means. Vaguely have an idea of it, but I am curious what you all think my kinnie will be. I have an idea in my mind. I'm gonna write it down on a post-it note. I'm gonna keep it here and then we'll compare notes after, okay? We'll see like if any of us got it right. Introvert or extrovert? On the scale, I am more on the side of extrovert, but I'm a very picky extrovert. So we're gonna put extrovert. MBTI type, it's not that I don't know, it's that my MBTI changes all the time. INFJ. What's my zodiac sign? I'm a cusp. How come all these questions are already so hard? I'm on number 3. We're only on number 3 and I haven't had like a straightforward answer to any of them. We'll go with Taurus. How expressional are you? Expressional? Oh, like expressive? I think people think I'm expressive, but that's only when I want to be expressive. I have the ability to shut down the expressions if I have to. I have a pretty good poker face. I bias towards being expressive. Most of the time I want people to know how I'm feeling because I think it facilitates communication and trust. So I would say extremely. Can you suppress pain? I can suppress both. Well, other than physical and emotional, what is there? Like mental trauma? What would that be? Wouldn't that just be emotional? Hold on, what other kinds of pain are there? I feel like I don't have a diverse enough flavor palette we're just gonna say physical and emotional. What do you do when you're sad? It depends. I think in the moment I overcompensate with extra jokes and faked happiness. But in the long run, I go cry in a dark corner somewhere, yeah. How do you feel love? Romantic and or platonic? Well, my romantic and platonic reactions are, I think, mostly different. Actually, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think especially when you're asexual, it can be really hard to tell. Because I don't feel sexual attraction, so I only have romantic attraction. And then I'm sitting here like, but is it romantic or platonic? And then it doesn't help that I'm like pan-romantic also. So then like the genders don't help me either because I'm like, it's all the same to me. I think I would say it's like a childlike wonder. It's a lot of like excitement. How do you feel anger? Probably this one, but it builds up. It takes a long time to get me here. I like ignore the anger until it's a lot and then it explodes. So how empathetic TM are you? Extremely. To a fault. I'm empathetic to a fault. We've talked a lot on this stream about how I'm like very out of touch with my own emotions, but I'm very in touch with everyone else's emotions. Like if someone else is crying, I'll be like, don't cry, baby, while like crying myself, you know? If I see someone cry, I'm crying. Like that's how it is. I'm sorry. What insult would hurt the most to be called? You can literally call me any name and I don't care. But if you're like, I cannot depend on you, I think my heart would shatter into a million pieces. If one of my friends were to come up to me and be like, I knew I couldn't count on you, I would just die. What's the point? What's the point of living? Just end it all at that point. Everything I have strived to be. What are you like when you're sick? I ignore it. I make sure I take a bunch of medication and get a lot of rest. Doctors love me. I wish I was that person. There's one horrifying story of a time that I was running basically it was like a 104-degree Fahrenheit fever. It didn't seem that bad. I was barely able to function or feed myself, unfortunately. I was living alone at the time. At some point, I was like, ooh, I really don't feel so great on day 3, day 2.5-ish. So I was like, I guess I should probably go to the ER because my fever's so high. I'll drive myself. I crawled to the car. I crawled into the driver's seat. And I almost passed out on my way to the hospital. Don't be me, guys. Do not. Collide, thank you for the uwu redeem.
Let's do the uwu. How blood or queer are the queer?
Happy Pride.
How blood or queer are the lines between good and evil? And where do you fit? I do think they're extremely blood. I don't know where I am. Line's looking a little fruity. That wasn't very straight of you. How important is honesty to you? I think it's important from the people that matter in my life. but not everyone, has to be honest. I honestly don't really care. Unless it's maybe in a political setting. I feel like politicians are always lying. Oh my god, stop fucking lying.
What do you need right now? A hug. No, I'm good. I need some fucking money. Listen, I have a mortgage in the California Bay Area. This condo don't come cheap, guys. No, I need peace more than I need money right now, which is why I'm thinking about quitting my job. Wait, did you send the bits because I needed money? Every little bit helps. Oh my god.
Live your life, Ying. Revolving heart.
You know what? Yeah, every bit counts, and I'm overdue for a home office update, so it's the perfect time to pay the bills. Thank you, FlexiSpot, for sponsoring this video. Y'all are coming with me. We're going to the living room. I'm gonna show you my current home office setup. I am lucky enough to get to work from home most of the week, so I carved out this cozy little nook in my living room to try and get some better work-life separation. The star of the show is, of course, this bad boy, the FlexiSpot EB8W standing desk, which I have been using for about a year now. I have this thing in bamboo and white, but it is customizable to other colors and sizes if you so choose. This sit-stand desk has saved my back. Between my day job and my content creation work, I work some very long work days. So the stability of the desk, its built-in drawer, the height presets, the USB charging ports, all of these features have made it just a really comfy and hassle-free desk to use day to day. And I do have a much larger 72-inch wide sit-stand desk that I use in my stream setup, which some of y'all saw in my desk tour video. That desk is also from FlexiSpot. They are doing a sale right now from November 25th to 28th, up to 50% off on things in the store. So find the links to both desks and the sale in the description box, and let's head back to the kin quiz. How much does money mean to you? Money is important, but there are things that are much more important. Money buys stability, and stability is important to happiness, but it is not the only thing. But it is one of the key ingredients. For me, at least, because I value stability, but that may not be true for everyone, yeah.
How do you see humanity? I honestly think it's inherently good. And I know I say this on a really bad day. I know we've had a really bad, not just day, but like a really bad, oh boy, a really bad few years. But I think that when you look into a lot of the motivations people have to do things, it comes out of a need to protect the people they love. And it may be misguided actions that they take out of it, but I feel like the fact that the first impulse is to protect, even if it is leveraged against people, I feel like in the vast majority of cases, inherently good might not be the right way to put it, but inherently well-meaning. I think no one ever does, rarely do people do things that they see as inherently evil.
What is your dream room? Okay, it's between this and being outdoors. I think I'm gonna go with the outdoors because I can like bring my own books, you know? It'll work out. We're going outdoors, guys. What's your style on an average day? I would say chic. I like to find a middle ground. How do you sit in a chair? Back on the back, but feet off the floor in some way, 100%. I'm definitely I take most of my work meetings like this. Especially if my camera's off or if you can't see beyond my like shoulders, I'm like this, or like one knee up, or like one leg tucked. This is actually my favorite position. Hold on, let me see if I can show you guys better. This is my favorite position, is like one leg up and the other leg like tucked underneath it. So it's like almost cross-legged, but actually it's just like one knee up, so that I can rest my hand over here. This is just the optimal angle. This is my favorite. And then the second best is this. And this simply crisscross applesauce is how I stream. So both of my knees are up here. That's how I'm usually streaming, guys, in case you haven't guessed by now. How comfortable are you with being alone? I think it's a mix. As I said in the beginning, I'm a picky extrovert. I'm extroverted, but I only want to hang out with people that I like are in a very close, small circle of friends. Those are the only people who recharge me. I say small circle as if this list wasn't like 50 people large, but it is like a very select, specific group of people of 50, roughly 50. You're in a room with someone when danger strikes. How do you feel? Like grab them and run. What do you mean? Feel the desire to run together. You have to grab them first and then run, okay? You can't just run. Okay, it's the protection first and then the running, so. Which affirmation from me to you makes you feel the most love? But who are you? Who are you though? Are you just random quiz maker? Because that's my goal. I say this all the time. My goal in every social setting, whether it's a one-on-one thing, me and one other person, or me in a group of people, more so than brightening up the room, more importantly, I want people to feel comfortable. I think that is the single most important thing, and that is always what I'm focused on, intentionally, when I am in a conversation, whether that's one-on-one or in a group setting. So, what is your biggest deal breaker in a friend or partner? These are all deal breakers. We're gonna go with the insulting one because I think that this has more of an impact on the other people around me, and that pisses me off. Like, you can do what you want to me and I will survive it, but if you mess with my friends, I'll break your neck. Don't you dare. How do you prefer to receive love? I'm acts of service. Listen, I'm the eldest daughter of a first-generation immigrant family. My love language is acts of service. That's all of us. But I think words of affirmation also works because I really like to write like long, heartfelt letters and notes and cards and stuff like that. We'll go with words of affirmation for now. What's your learning style? I'm very, very visual. I learned algebra eventually because we, in the Singaporean learning system, used something called they called them models. And it was basically like the unknown variables were modeled as like blocks, and you would like draw, like if it was like 2x equals 5, then you would draw 2 blocks and write that as like equal. You would like loop it and be like, this is conjoined 5. And this like visual learning style of seeing the 2 blocks in front of me and being like, oh, these 2 add up to 5, so 2x equals 5, then x must be 2.5. But it was that block system that really helped me out, and that's how I realized that I was a visual learner, was like that specific thing. Yeah. What's your least favorite type of food? I like everything. I guess new or foreign might be. I like trying new foods, but I have a little bit of an issue with bugs. I've been trying to eat the bugs a little more often. Crickets I can kind of do. The ones that really freak me out are silkworms. I can't eat silkworms. I just can't. The flavor is fine, it's the texture. The texture of silkworms is like, why are they like that? Like they pop in your mouth. There's like a shell, and then it's like mushy inside. I was just like, I don't like that. At what period of your life did or will you enjoy the most childlike interests? Always. I will never feel, I will literally, when I am 90 years old, I'm desperately looking forward to cosplaying Sophie, but like old mode from Howl's Moving Castle. I'm gonna bust out all the old people cosplays that I've always wanted to do. That's the dream. I can't wait. How easily do you forgive? It depends on who they've wronged. If they've wronged me, I forgive very easily. If they've wronged a friend, it's a blood debt. It's a vendetta. I'll hunt them down in their sleep, strangle them slowly, make them beg for their lives. Yeah. How open-minded are you? I will hear basically almost anyone out. I actually don't think, I mean, they even if it goes too far, I'll still hear them out. You know what I mean? Like, there are almost no cases I can think of where I wouldn't want to hear where someone's coming from. Because I think it's really important to understand, and this comes from like, you know, some training on like restorative justice practices, that it's important to know the root cause of why someone would cause pain to someone else. That's why I'd want to know. I might not, you know, agree or forgive or whatever, but like, I would hear anyone out. I think that the moment we cut ourselves off to at least trying to understand each other, that's where communication breaks down and where we fail to advance as a human society. What type of person do you find most annoying? And I think I'm projecting a little when I choose this, okay? Because one of my deepest, darkest insecurities is that I feel like I am too loud and I command too much space. Like my one biggest social anxiety is that I take up too much room. Because I'm a loud person, I have a loud laugh, I tend to raise my voice without noticing. Like, that is my one concern in every social setting, is that I'm like overstepping and just taking up too much oxygen. So I think because of that, I am extra sensitive to people who do that and don't seem to care that they do that. Like, all of these people are like kind of annoying, but I'm like okay with it. It's the people that like center all of the attention onto themselves. Like, they can make any conversation topic about themselves. I'm like, bro, do you see what you're doing? Are you not self-aware? Like, God, it's so annoying. But it's also because it's like my own insecurity. So I think I only choose this because I'm like projecting a little bit, but that's what it is. We're gonna move on. You have a new roommate, but after a few weeks, you realize you guys don't get along well. How do you cope? I would start with the ground rules, right? So like, here's what I feel like we're not vibing on. And let's see if we can come up with some solutions. And the solution may very well be that we just keep to ourselves and like don't talk to each other. But I think you should at least have the conversation. So I would start there.
What is the best period of a person's life? I'm gonna go with adult. I think actually, more accurately, I think that the best period of your life is the period of your life that you're in right now. I think if you're in your childhood, that's your best period. If you're in your teenage years, that's your best period. If you're a young adult, that's your best period. If you're an adult, that's your best period. When you're an elder, that's your best period. There are so many different merits and demerits of each stage of your life. They're very different. It's like comparing apples to oranges. So I think that because I'm currently in the adult stage of my life, I think it's great. I think everyone should just try and find a way to appreciate the stage that you're in, because otherwise all you will ever do is regret and anticipate. There's no living in the moment anymore. So I think that this current time, wherever you are, that is the best time of your life, is wherever you are right now.
What is your attachment style? I would say I'm secure. I'm very secure. I'm actually secure to the point where I become almost avoidant. Does that make sense? I'm like literally so secure in my attachments that I forget that friendships also require maintenance, because I don't worry about it at all. Friendships, relationships, like I have been part of 2 relationships and both have the same kind of problem where I grow distant over time because I'm too secure in it. You know, I rest on my laurels. I get too comfortable. It's a flaw. I need to get better at it actually. But I'm definitely on the secure side 100%.
How would your younger self feel about you today?
Yeah.
You worked in tech for a few years and now you want to be a what? A full-time stream? What?
At the lowest point in your life, what deep-rooted desire kept you going? At the lowest point of my life, that would have been sophomore year of college. What deep-rooted desire kept me going? I used to go on like long rambles and tangents in college about how much I wanted to change the world. Now I'm a filthy streamer, haha! It's okay, it's still possible. Do you have any regrets in your life? I think I'm a combo of these two. So I have some things I wish I could change, but I know I've done my best. And because of that, I kind of have no regrets because every choice has led me to the place I'm at today. And I'm very happy with the place that I'm at today and the people I've met. I think the one thing that gets me a lot is like, I used to do a lot of like, what ifs? With college decisions, especially like, what if I had gone to this different college? And what I realized is that if I had done that, a lot of the people that are my best friends now, I would never have met them. And just thinking about that makes me really fucking sad. So I'm like, yeah, if choosing a different college meant that I wouldn't have met these people, even if I would have met a different set of really amazing people, I cannot bear the thought of like not having the friends that I have now. So knowing that, I have no regrets, right? But I think since that is my usual thought pattern, I'm gonna go with the last one here. What is success? I think success, I would say that overall happiness, regardless of what situation life has, you know, where you've ended up, overall happiness is the key. That's all I want. That's all I want out of life, is just to be happy. And I think the major thing that I'm stuck on that front is like, I don't know what happiness means for myself. It's so fuzzy, especially because there's a little bit of a catch-22 where I think that to be happy, you have to be a little bit discontent. I think that to be happy, you have to have something to chase. And to have something to chase means that there must be something you're not quite satisfied with, you know? So I actually think that it may be impossible to be 100% content and happy. Or perhaps it's that happiness doesn't involve 100% contentedness. But either way, I think it's an interesting dilemma to chew over. And I very much look forward to hitting like 80 years old and finally having a moment, an epiphany where I'm like, so that's what happiness is. I hope I hit that someday. All right, congrats, you made it. Tell me a secret or recommend me a song. Ooh. I'm gonna recommend a song. Do this. Here, I'm gonna drop it in chat. You guys can go listen to this. It's one of my favorites. All right, you guys ready? Okay, on 3, 2, 1, I'll flip my Post-it note and we'll look at the result together. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. I got Oz, but I thought I was Jean. You guys thought Jean, I also thought Jean. I'm so birdcore, I got Oz. I can't believe how completely I got scoped out. Wait, hold on. Yes, you're the bird. Now just listen. Your confidence is contagious. You're very humble as well, so I'm sure you don't see yourself as confident. But answer me this. If something needs to get done, do you have faith that you will get it done no matter what? That's what I thought. You're the best and not a single person would be half the person they are today without you. You could easily go out and create a name for yourself, but you choose to help others and share the credit, which is more than people you care about may deserve. But you would probably beat me up for saying this because of how fiercely loyal you are. You're also really cool and lots of people want to be you. You're smart and talented, but your compassion is what makes people love you. Don't ever change, I beg you. This is a lot of words of affirmation, guys. All right, perfect. Thank you for accompanying me as usual, whether it is morning, afternoon, or evening. Have a wonderful time of day. Bye, 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 bye.